Hello there everyone, Haz here with fresh news for Stranger of Paradise. Team Ninja just released patch 1.03 for the game and it's huge. Makes me really excited for future patches and DLCs. For more Final Fantasy Origin content and builds, subscribe and check out the rest of my channel. First of all, one of the biggest quality of life changes. They are introducing the automatic dismantle option. You can customize it in game settings and will help you automatically dismantle items after you complete a mission. After my tests, keep in mind abandoning a mission will not trigger the auto dismantling. You are able to set 3 parameters on what items you would like added into this dismantling list at the end of the mission, such as equipment level, job affinity, and rarity. Additionally, you can set up if you'd like the system to check for all parameters or just scrap anything that meets at least one of these requirements. The way this looks is, once the mission ends, you will see a screen with all the items you picked up and you'll be able to confirm if you want to dismantle them or filter them a little bit further. Otherwise, you can also just uncheck the confirmation option and all of this will be completely automatic. This quality of life alone makes this patch incredible. If you've been playing the game, you probably know the bane of inventory management and how it can sour the whole experience when you just want to play and not bother with worthless items, especially given you get hundreds of them. They also expanded the looting filter for this to only pick up artifacts now if you want to. The best about this is that it's actually a great system and makes sense. The filters are all useful, and the ability to be able to select based on item level and even set your own affinity percentages is fantastic. Makes management so much easier. A hot tip here is that it seems to also filter all items in your inventory as long as they are unlocked and are not part of a preset. So in case you just dumped a bunch of items into your storage, you can place them back into your inventory and they will be sorted out for you at the end by the auto dismantle. Team Ninja has also stated that they are looking into ways to expand the inventory size and also create more uses for crafting materials. The second greatest adjustment in this patch, in my opinion at least, is changing the low item level penalty. If you did not know, if you were 6 or more item levels below a mission, you get a red marker next to the mission screen, making those missions a pain. This patch has noticeably changed this, and while our break damage is still somewhat lower than normal, which is understandable, there should be a minimal penalty for having bad items, the break damage you receive on the other hand is much lower, to the point they might have even just removed it, I think. Attacks that have completely broken me before are almost the same like when I'm in proper item level. Additionally, they have also added a feature that if you're attacked while you're broken, you will now recover much faster and you will be able to soul shield earlier than before, reducing the amount of times you just feel stun locked and killed. This is a great change in general, not to punish the player even more for not having the perfect item, and another sign that Team Ninja understands the game, so thank you very much. Given that the player has multiple defensive options from guards, parries, soul shielding, and dodging, they also noticed that players are not always able to tell which defenses they should be using, so they made some adjustments. From this patch on, the difference between how much break gauge it costs to perform a guard or a soul shield will be much more noticeable and will help you decide what attacks should be guarded or soul shielded. As an example, slower large hitting attacks are still best to soul shield for maximum MP absorption, but being surrounded by enemies or getting hit by a series of attacks from bosses now will be much better to guard to keep your break gauge high. Bring on your tank builds, guarding just got a lot better, and it's also a great opportunity to try out my Shield Sentinel build. We talked about it recently and I've seen complaints about multiplayer, that it's hard to find rooms or that high-level players are joining story missions and ruin the experience for their fellow players. In most cases, it was just sadly that there was no way to filter what level of mission you join unless you specify one. For multiplayer, now they added the option to only join missions around your item level or join level 300 missions only for chaos mode, speeding up the process to find lobbies and have fun in co-op without accidentally ruining others' games. There was also a bug that told you rooms were full when they weren't, and now that is fixed, so that shouldn't be a problem anymore either. They mentioned they are looking into ways to enable lobby searching and manually finding games you'd like to join in the future. Now on to performance. They have introduced a 30 FPS limit to certain cutscenes in order to maintain resolution, which helps them keep the quality for these scenes for the moment, but they're looking into ways to improving it further. They have also changed the lighting on certain maps, such as Ruins of Machina, Let me show a few pictures they have provided. You can clearly see the map is a lot less blurry. I personally haven't found changes to maps like Terra Tortura or Refrim Wetlands yet, but I think this patch is a good start and shows that they care about fixing these issues, so I'm personally expecting more changes to other maps as well. They also mentioned that they work on a solution to reduce jaggedness for textures and are fine-tuning their anti-aliasing more. There hasn't been words about textures and geometry problems that have been flying around, but I think these are already massive changes to the game, and I think they give us good reasons to be optimistic about the future and see even bigger performance and quality of life changes for the game. There are additional minor bug fixes and changes, but these were the big ones that everyone should know about. But I will leave the patch notes in the description for those interested in specifics. A little side note for Chaos difficulty players maybe is that a certain late game boss will no longer play a cutscene every time you transition into their second phase. Wink wink. But that is it for 1.03 patch notes, everyone. It's super exciting and has already introduced big changes to the game, from quality of life to game mechanics and performance, so things are looking great. Which change is your favorite so far? Let me know in the comments section, or if there's anything specific you hope for them to introduce in the next patches. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.